Section 1 of Omar Resung. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Kathy Barratt. Omar Resung by Charles G. Blanden, being a verse rendering of the prose translation of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam by Justin Huntly McCarthy. The Blue Sky Press, Chicago. Of this book there have been printed 200 copies on Van Gelder handmade paper, and 25 copies on Japan vellum, this copy being number 87. Section 1, verses 1 to 80. Since sorrow is his lot, how happy man must be when death refuses not his swift benignity. But oh, how happy, sweet, the dust that hurries by, or trod beneath thy feet, has yet no breath to sigh. Eternity is dumb, a sphinx unto our prayers, alike to all who come, she only sits and stares. And yet behind those eyes is thought of thee and me. Perchance in silence lies enough of destiny. Sans wine I would not live in this unfeeling state. In every cup I give an hostage unto fate. When I no more can drink, oh, nothing shall I fear, although upon the brink of this dissenting sphere. Thou art my Yusuf flower, thy mouth is set with pearls, thou hast me in thy power, thou rose of dancing girls. And why? Because, my bloom, I love all roses well, the thorn that counsels gloom, the petals that dispel. In this wide world of care I sought a resting place, but only rested where I looked into thy face. Thy beauty was to me like an oasis lone, and in the heart of thee the fount that fed my own. Think you the Deity counts all the cups I drain? Of small account must be such idle work and vain. Forever he has known that I would drink my wine. Oh, let it not be shown I question his design. Come hither, sweet, and bring a flagon of the best, that I may drown the sting that rankles in my breast. Fill up the glass again, before the potter old, to please the needs of men, makes flagons of my mold. Drench me when I am dead with my most pleasant wine. Let no long prayers be said, sing lyrics of the vine. And when you seek my shade, if you shall seek me, dear, remember how they fade who have no lovers here. Who cares to prophesy of what shall hap to-morrow, if we shall live or die, or dwell with joy or sorrow? Delightful star, drink deep of wine the while 'tis flowing. How long the dead do sleep there is no way of knowing. Let whoso loves be proud to call some heart his own. When cares upon him crowd, he shall not be alone. Let fortune fly the door to never more return. They only, sweet, are poor whose altars failed to burn. The true philosopher sets not his heart on gold, since wealth is but a burr within his garment's fold, a snake that deeply stings the breast that warms to life, a dragon of the springs and higher paths of strife. Behold, beloved one, the season of the rose. How hath the golden sun exiled the traitor snows! How happy too am I in summer such as thine. Thou art my laughing sky, my music and my wine. Come, speak and tell me true, what have I done to thee that thou, O wheel, shouldst do such grindings unto me? From town to town I rove, my bread an idle dream, my roof the kindly grove, my wine the laughing stream. I passed a potter gray, and saw what he saw not, that 'twas my father's clay he fashioned to a pot. And when he glanced aside, I kissed the gentle earth, as he had kissed his bride. Say, what are kisses worth? Man, like unto a glass, his soul the wine that fills, a hollow reed where pass what strains of life he wills, or yet a lantern gay, wherein a light is trimmed that soon shall burn away and leave its husk bedimmed. Since life so niggard is, in dealing with mankind, but momentary bliss in its short span we find. Our hopes, our strivings claim the substance of the heart. Too late we came, too soon depart. O wheel of circumstance, and thou most stubborn fate, What matters if it chance the heavens be 7 or 8? Be happy while you may, the present is your staff. To-morrow? Yesterday? I give such dreams the laugh. O poet, why this grief for things undone or done? Why bind into thy sheaf remorseful tears for one? Forgiveness, mercy, they for those whose sin were made. Repent and go thy way, and be no more afraid. No one hath passed behind the veil that hideth God, and none may ever find the path no man hath trod. The bosom of the earth is our last resting spot. What dreams therein have birth, our sleep remembers not. Fill up the bowl, and yet another measure, and I'll divorce my soul from everything but pleasure. The daughter of the vine I'll set to woo a season. Fill up the bowl with wine, and lock the door to reason. Beloved, full of grace, of witcheries and wiles, come, let me see thy face, thy dimples and thy smiles. I can no more refrain from gazing at thee, dear, Then turn this cup and gain the wine I scatter here. Of wisdom and of wit seek thou the company, and rather than to sit with fools thy country flee. The poison of the wise, if offered to thee, drink; the antidote despise, if fools tip off the wink. My well-beloved one to me again is kind. May all her days the sun, as mine the shadows, find. She gave me one bright smile, a fleeting glance she gave, thinking no doubt the while that straws the drowning save. The Koran, which men name the book of Holy Writ, grows musty in the fame of truths that laugh at it, the while the verses of the motto on my cup are luminous with love and sweet to those who sup. Count not yourselves too good in putting by the wine, and then in haughty mood with greater evils dine. True temperance is built upon a broader plan. They only merit guilt who put aside the man. Oh, would that I might drink of living truth so deep, the tomb to which I sink grows fragrant with my sleep. I may not know the plan for which I was designed, but let me waft o'er man an Araby of mind. Arise, whatever power gave man ascendancy, this is the place and hour that he should freeman be. Should man condemn the wight who does as he designed? Can he condemn the light he kindled in the mind? Than some true heart, what more on earth doth mortal need? Say, what the stormless shore of any hope or creed? If one call not his own a friend who loves him well, the heart that beats alone encircles all of hell. Destruction is thy scheme, thou juggernaut of fate, alike the hope and dream, the lowly and the great. Thou crushest in thy path as they were nothing worth, until to please thy wrath one mighty tomb is earth. When this green earth is gay and bounding as the blood, when suns with cheerful ray this fair green earth do flood, let me with pleasant friends this happy green earth roam, ere all of pleasure ends in this green earth our home. Each morn at break of day the busy world I meet, while fast do run away my dreams with lightsome feet. Yet in the presence, Lord, of those forgetting Thee, let Thy uplifted word still rear a home for me. In every cup of pleasure we find the rue of grief, in every golden measure is found one bitter leaf. And we can never fashion a paradise so fair, but some old friend of passion shall climb and haunt us there. Choose Thou the middle ground whereon belief shall stand. Deem not the known as sound, the unknown merely sand. So shall Thy strength be such, whatever blast may fall, loss cannot harm Thee much, nor rob Thee of Thy all. From those who never fail to babble turn aside, e'en from the nightingale Thy inmost secrets hide. What hells, what heavens lie in hearts that none may see, what griefs, what joys go by in masks, unceasingly. Since death doth come so soon to shatter us like glass, yet while it is the noon of youth let baubles pass. The world to us should be a happy dwelling place, and the proud soul stand free in thought's great market-place. Oh, long among the roses I lingered deep in thought. In all the garden closes I found not that I sought. The one and perfect beauty my soul desired to see. Perchance 'twas only duty That stirred the heart of me. As bright quicksilver slips, So runs this life away, And all our many ships Return no more for aye. O Earth, thou cheating dream! O Life, that trouble brings, By what resplendent stream May sorrow fold her wings? The slaves of Love are we, In whom we fondly trust. O happy sprites, if he vouchsafe To us a crust! Let others worship Fame, Or any god they choose, But I will kindle flame To Love and to the Muse. Praise not the skies, nor blame For any weal or woe, Since they unto the same Eternal ocean flow As that to which you tend. The stars are merely dreams That twinkle to their end, Adown what mystic streams. Though with the morning's wings Aspiring thought may fly, The still elusive springs Of life beyond us lie. Subdued, chagrined, alone, Again to earth we fall, And in the little known Salute the Sphinx of all. Oh, lost in love to day And sundered from the chain Of our gross selves, we may That highest house attain Wherein the soul, arrayed In its celestial power, May question, unafraid, The action and the hour. What spirit in this wine Gives music to my tongue? What eloquence divine, As I again were young? Lo, miracles unmask And visions of the truth; Within this cup doth bask, I swear, immortal youth. Each day is but a place Where we may sleep and dine, A bright and happy space Wherein to sip our wine. A few halts more, and lo, The desert everywhere, And none returns to show He sleeps not soundly there. Behold the rose of dawn, O fountain of my bliss! The purple night is gone To other lands than this. Awake thy lute with mirth While life within us burns, For once 'tis quenched to earth Our day no more returns. Yea, in this crumbling tower, Which is myself, do I, serene, await the hour Wherein at last I die. Thus am I free from fear, From sorrow, hope, desire; So rise above the sphere Of earth, air, water, fire. Unfaith from faith, untruth from truth, Belief from doubt, A breath divides, forsooth, The all we war about. Why wrangle for an hour Or waste a single breath, Since breath's the only power That keeps sweet life from death? O most entrancing night, Whereof the moon is queen, What kingdom of delight Like this was ever seen? How nightingales do sing And fragrant zephyrs stir! Come forth, my soul, and bring Sweet, holy thoughts of her. Now every blossom sips The dew that twilight brings; Why not unto my lips The dew of sweeter springs? Beloved, go not yet; The hour is not at hand When sleep bids us forget The dreams of this fair land. O Thou who knowest all The heart's inmost desires, Rekindle ere I fall My temple's altar fires. Give me the strength to throw The dross of life from me, And let me plainly know The paths that lead to Thee. Upon the crumbled wall Of once a city great, I heard a raven call Unto a skull of state. O King, where art thou now? And where thy glory flown? What crown upon thy brow? What trumpets for thee blown? Oh, like unto the wind That o'er the desert blows, The days leave me behind In Memnon like repose. No more I vex my soul With unsubstantial things, The moment gone, the dole That any other brings. The pearl of greatest price Is mine where none may know, And with a strange device The perfect gem doth glow. Thy riddle, love, is such The Sphinx is left behind, Since those who haunt thee much Are blindest of the blind. This wisdom I consign To you as nothing lacking: No man doth put new wine In pigskins old and cracking. Not being young, I drink a wine As old as I am; So laugh at youth, to think How it unseated Priam. Inform me, O my soul, Why this poor house of clay Was reared to be thy goal For one such fleeting day. What rest may here be found? What happiness is here? Depart, and let this ground Return unto its sphere. This is our day of pleasure; Come, push the cup aside, And from a larger measure Pour down the ruby tide. If working days we buy us But cups of common girth, Let double draughts supply us On days of double mirth. Few friends give me, or one, Some David of the heart To whom all pleasures run, All sorrows are apart, A sweet and genial soul In whom repose to find, An ever lofty goal And solace to the mind. Since life such sorrow yields And joy is on the wing, Away to pleasant fields For strength while yet 'tis spring. Say to the grasses green, O brothers, give me rest Ere your sweet spikes be seen Close set above my breast. Proteus dwells within The essence of the grape, And now resembles sin, And now a peri's shape. Think not that he is dead Because he slumbers here; He simply schemes instead How he shall reappear. I have no time for hate. If men will be unjust I should dishonor Fate To strike them to the dust. Enough it is for me To let the gods condemn My virtues; they must be My triumphs over them. Oh, come, let us disdain The round of dismal cares, And our sad hearts sustain Through light and happy airs. Where merriment doth pour His flagons to the brim, There let our spirits soar And drain the cup with him. Puppets are we, it seems, Amusing some great Power Who in the play of dreams Requires us for an hour. We are what things we are, We act the part He gave, And from this whirling star The exit is the grave. Mohammedan and Jew, And Christian and the rest, The same mirage pursue In hoping to be blest. Yet in the mind of him Whose thought is ever free Is doubt that bodies dim Attain much brilliancy. I cannot tell thee, dear, The meaning of this dream. I only know that here We drift upon a stream That flows we know not where. We have no clue from whence. I know that thou art fair And love shall lead us hence. That which we cannot know Why waste the time to find? So long as roses blow Why be to them so blind? Enjoy the earth while here And let the future rest, Nor seek another sphere When this way be the best. Behold the god of wine With flagon and with cup; Our souls are at his shrine The incense wreathing up. What fragrance and what glow! What rubies given us! Such wealth makes care and woe And want ridiculous. Far as the morning flees Has been my pathway too, And yet in realms and seas I found me nothing new. Man is the same world o'er, And Nature too the same As here upon this shore, A shadow and a name. Once in a dream a sage Did come to me and say, "O friend, why blot the page By sleeping while 'tis day? The dead alone may keep Their couch without regret; The rose of joy, in sleep, Has never blossomed yet." Seek ever what is fair, Drink ever what is sweet, And tread the dust of care Beneath your merry feet. Why sue for pardon here For quaffing joy so brief? The gods in their own sphere Love laughter more than grief. If life to us were plain And death an open book, We might not strive to gain The heights for which we look; But leaving all to God By Him be counted naught, Or what the barren sod Of weedy rubbish wrought. Though heaven and earth should fall And stars show not their faces, My soul would still invade Some still undreamed of spaces. Somewhere a light would shine To which I should be fleeing, To find that there my dream, Oh, long had lost its being. Farewell to Ramazan, The hour of mirth is come; Roll up old Alcoran And be no longer dumb. Let maids bring forth the wine And sing and dance and play; The very grass shall shine With ruby dew to day. Although I have not strung The pearls of His decrees, Still sails my ship among The islands of His seas. What wrath can we assail? Of mercy why despair? I have not worshipped Baal Nor harried Thee with prayer. Oh, once this jar of rose Was beautiful with life, A lovely maid, who knows? Perchance a bride and wife. That handle was her arm About some neck that clung With true affection warm, When this old world was young. Beat not at every gate For refuge from thy grief, But patient be and wait, Since life at best is brief. What destiny decrees Shall be thy lot and mine, No more, no less, we seize Of shadow or of shine. Twilights and dawns and noons Ere we were born did bloom, And many, many moons Invest the fragrant gloom. Be careful, therefore, Where your idle footsteps tread; The very dust is fair With beauty that is dead. This day may be the last that life shall dwell with thee, Since he doth journey fast in his far home to be. Waste not the time in sleep the while he is thy guest. Thy house in order keep And soothe him with the best. The future? 'Tis not mine. The past? A dream's device. To-morrow's sun may shine Upon thy brow of ice. The present moment, then, Is least unto our needs, Wherein we fare with men And do our little deeds. Kaabahs and temples rise And countless gods are sought And under many skies Are many wonders wrought. And yet all lovely things, Wherever shines the sun, Are the uplifting wings Whereby we soar to One. Let not thy cheek grow wan With thoughts of future woe. Serenely journey on, Nor fear the common foe. Thy cup of earthly bliss, As Heaven intended, drain. The ghosts of joys we miss Are hollow–eyed as Cain. The hearth is cleanly swept, Our souls, my dear, at peace, And every clause is kept Of love's immortal lease. Forgotten every woe The world was wont to bring, Forgiven every foe And healed his every sting. End of Section 1, verses 1 to 80.
Section 2 of Omar Resung. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by NoelBadrian. Omar Resung by Charles G. Blanden, being a verse rendering of the prose translation of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam by Justin Huntly McCarthy. Section 2, verses 81 to 160. Of what avail is prayer, if that the heart be proud? Vain words are but as air, or pockets in a shroud. Sincerity that springs from souls devoid of guile is mightier than kings to win fair heaven's smile. Put not on the raiment the hypocrite doth wear, nor once outside the tent make loud and vacant prayer. Such faults the gods despise, and heaven from such is free. Vast hell itself denies it holds hypocrisy. Circles of nothingness are set to our account, the fraction growing less, the higher we do mount. Man's knowledge is but naught, his wisdom vain as dreams, the subsidies of thought but evanescent gleams. Unsatisfied desire, and hopes no time may fill, burn in me like to fire, and waste away my will. What ashes men become to please the Sphinx in thee, beneath what heavens dumb, demanding love from me. Since earth can only give a few bright days to thee, O poet, freely live, and sip the sweets that be. The end is nothingness, and short this mundane way. Act promptly and possess, and while you live be gay. O long ago the book Of heaven was writ and sealed, and none therein may look, and nothing be revealed. With dreams and emptiness we fill the jar of day, the while we strangely guess what boots the part we play. In some most humble cot I rather dwell with thee, than where I saw thee not, an envied king to be. This then shall be my creed, come whatsoever may, love only shall me lead, and thou light up the way. The riddle of the Sphinx is knowledge hid in thee, and yet what mortal drinks the draught he cannot see? If thought might dig so deep as lie its crystal springs, the riddle would not keep, nor hope fold up her wings. Resign thyself to fate, no other ruse avails. He who learns not to wait in every project fails. And if in waiting long death finds thee ere success, remember, to be strong is most of happiness. Who loves you, he is kin. If your own kith betray, let them be strangers in this drama of a day. If poison cures you, drink. If antidotes work ill, reject them, and so think, that thinking shall not kill. Lo, spring is come, and now From bondage of the cold Is led each happy bough, As Moses led of old. What lands of promise loom In all these blossoms white, Where later there shall bloom What fruitage of the light! Long have I been of wine A singing devotee, Yet made it thrall supine To sweet philosophy. And therefore is the grape The subject of my will. I snare me and escape, And am the master still. Oh, grieve no more, nor strive To lose or gain thee gold. The bee unto his hive Lugs more than he can hold. Why gather so much wealth, That others may be drones To laugh at thee in stealth, And fatten on thy groans? Since it is ever plain From this clay house we flee, The joys we may not gain Why seek so eagerly? The soul is Lord divine, And it alone will grieve, If dross I claim as mine, And life's good treasure leave. Whose eyes but melt in rains When you are absent, dear? Whose soul sits not in chains Until you reappear? Whose heart that does not bleed As though it exiled were, And yet you pay no heed To any worshipper? If they who never sin But cast at us the stone, We shall not gather in Enough of scars to own. Let hypocrites beware, Lest virtue them indict. Sometimes the noonday fair Inside are blackest night. All joy is incomplete That is alone employed, But oh, how more than sweet When sharefully enjoyed! The whole of life is not In simply drawing breath, But being well forgot When we lie cold in death. The bridge from birth to death Is but a hair's breadth wide, And rocks with every breath Above a darksome tide. The soul is but a dream That ever urges on. Uprises that black stream, And lo, the world is gone. Pale death in this world's gear Makes all men poor and mean. Therefore in thy career Build up the soul's domain. From passion free and dross Enrich thy heart and mind, So dying leave not loss, But gain of thee behind. I cannot think that he Who made this cup will break, Unless perchance there be A better for my sake. These lovely faces fade, Such is the great design. In bowing to the shade I worship the divine. Through drunkenness of earth This dread of death doth come. A tree of no true worth Alone bears fruit so dumb. But that immortal tree Which doth the soul sustain Still bursts to bloom for thee, And its sweet fruit doth rain. The tulip her bright cup Refound in this new year To the glad sun holds up A great symbol of good cheer. Therefore with beauty dwell, And quaff the wine of spring. Brooks laugh, birds sing, buds swell, And joy is on the wing. One drop of wine is more Than many kingdoms dead. The jar from which we pour Than hearts encased in lead. 1,000 coins of gold Quench not the fires of thirst. Bring me a vintage old, And I will crown it first. Grieve not when I am dead, But gather round my tomb, Rejoice with me instead, And scatter fragment bloom. Alive I wake no tear, In death be it the same, I still would bring you cheer When I am but a name. No shield against the thrust Of fate's sharp spear is found. Glory and gold and lust Of fame fall to the ground. Greatness, only the good Are great, since they Through honest hardihood Last longest in the fray. I set my heart to find the land of happiness, and many realms declined as lacking might to bless. Care guarded every gate, and want within was pale. The more I fled from fate, the more I seemed to fail. Forgive me, O my soul, if at thy feet I lay the trophies of the goal of this proud bit of clay. That they are vain I fear, and better unbestowed, yet thou didst journey here, and make me thy abode. Who keeps his heart content? Ah, he is the Lord of peace, to whom all joys are sent, whose kingdom shall not cease. Tranquillity of mind, delicious sleeps he knows, twin rubies man may find, not where the miser goes. To drink wine, to be gay, this is my scheme of life, besides no heed to pay to creeds that bring but strife. I said unto the bride, what is thy portion, sweet? She said, when at thy side thy happy look I meet. These millions of the light, how soon to sleep in death, where no stars shine in night, where stirs no balmy breath, in earth serene and dumb, with silence old as time, bid pleasure therefore come, and weave her laughing rhyme. Unrest and sorrow haunt my heart both night and day, to think that pale and gaunt a ghost pursues my way. I may not bar his path, he journeys where I go, in thrall my life he hath, and fills my cup with woe. When he this seed did sow, he knew what fruit 'twould bear. He chose the soil to grow, and set his limits there. The harvest he shall reap is that which he desires. Good grain his bins may heap, or rubbish feed his fires. What time I leaned to prayer, and pangs of fasting knew, methought 'twas mine to share, of heaven I dreamed of you. O penitential tears, O high resolves for good, how heaven disappears in things misunderstood. Fair faces inspire me, like the maid of the vine. Let beauty but fire me, and the song is divine. What beacons unlighted, but await the bright spark, to lead the benighted from the sorrow of dark. As men who cannot know the why that they are here, the potters ware a row, I heard conversing clear. Where is the potter? Where the buyer? Where is he who sells? And why this air of chance and mystery? What worthiness is mine, the master potter knows. He fashioned me in fine, and why doth not disclose? Betimes he shall me break, betimes his hand remould, so long as dawn shall wake, and earth her orbit hold. Said youth to tipsy age, old man, dost thou not fear to stain thy final page? And lo, the end so near. Said age, this book of mine in merriment was writ, and not with tears but wine I'll drench the end of it. 1,000 wines there be, and many my muse sings. I cannot judge for thee, nor give thy soul its wings. Choose for thyself, and soar, or hobble on the ground. The gods presume no more than point to the profound. Yea, passion is the voice of our brute natures still. We, fox-like, are from choice a wolf that seeks his fill. The tiger without heart, and prowling for his prey, an ass that plays his part, a dog that loves to bay. Who sent thee, sweet, to me, O radiant as the dawn? What thought awakened thee, that hither thou wast drawn? Alas, how on the wind our roses bright depart! What thorns are left behind to pierce and pain the heart! The lamp of love which heaven hath set in every heart Is as a star that's given to play its brilliant part. What creed can dim its light? or add unto its ray. It is the soul of night, and in itself is day. More dear than in the strife are arrows, bow, and spear, more dear to me than life, 100 times more dear art thou, beloved one, all loveliness and light, my soul, my saint, my sun, my everything that's bright. How fair the fringes green along this laughing stream, a picture that is seen more often in a dream. Oh, do not crush this bloom, in God's own gardens made, sent hither that the gloom a little season fade. Care and cark, cark and care, such is man's refrain. Laughter, dead, tears, to spare. The king is pain. On shoal and reef and bar, the only pilot blind, sans compass, chart, and star, what harbour shall we find? When at death's feet I fall, and lie unstripped of gear, old earth reclaiming all she loaned my spirit here, I pray thee take my clay, and shape for wine a cup, the soul that is away may come again to sup. Make lawful one of all the wishes we express, to tread the golden ball of love and love possess, since there, perchance, we may the royal jewel find, in whose impartial ray the blind no more are blind. Since this short dream must fade, let me be happy now, for what was pleasure made to be enjoyed, I vow. This Eden is forbid, then let me turn aside, and those dear regions thrid, where freedom doth abide. They who deserve the least too often gain the prize, while beauty weds the beast, and virtue throttled dies. Injustice rules, the throne is founded deep on greed, true kings are serfs unknown, with but the boon to bleed. Ho, a cup of good wine, not a kingdom, give me. To the king of the vine my allegiance shall be. Just a smile from his lips is both honour and might, and the moment that slips is a jewel of light. 'Tis not for riot's sake, nor that the good I shun, that of the cup I make a friend, beloved one. Oh, no, but that in wine I from myself may flee, and for an hour divine dream thou art kind to me. They say there is a hell, forsooth how can there be? Romancers please to tell consistent tales to me. Why, if there were such place, for what was heaven planned? To be a vacant space as this my hollow hand? Appoint no time for prayer, nor set a day aside. Buds bloom, leaves fall, 'tis fair, 'tis foul, and moves the tide, and runs the wind all days. Think not upon the art, but what is good go praise, with an unceasing heart. What need of paradise, if mercy were not thine? For all do sin and rise, but through thy grace divine. What need of hell is there, if thou hast mercy, Lord? Thou art impartial, fair, the soul of sweet accord. Put wisdom by to-day, and take the cup in hand, nor build thee dreams alway that none can understand. Go, sell thy silken gear, and buy thee cups of mirth. The soul cares not to hear, thou art a lord of earth. This month the prophet's is, perchance 'tis well 'tis so, therefore I'll forfeit bliss, until my roses blow. 'Tis well, perhaps, sometimes sweet pleasure's kiss to spurn, that we with new-made rhymes may herald her return. To the sound of the flute and the harp's golden voice, drink the blood of the fruit from the vine of thy choice. Pour a drop on the ground, that it never be vexed, while the heart gives a bound as it sighs for the next. My merits one by one, my faults by tens I count, yet he doth set his sun, his reigns to my account. Feed not the fires of hate with passion of the sod, nor mount unto his gate with less than love for God. I seek thy love alone, subscribing to no creed. The countless sects unknown to me are but as weeds. The pomp and sounding phrase seem but impending mire along the thorny ways that lead to my desire. When the full cup doth glimmer with the blood-tingling wine, lo, the life seems to shimmer of some spirit divine. Oh, the churlish ones banish from a comrade so bright, that the shades of woe vanish, and hope comes with the light. This old caravanserai, this world of shade and light, is but the ruin grey of many Jamshid's might. A tomb where pillowed deep 100 Bahrams lie, where yet unto their sleep 10,000 yet shall fly. If roses fade and fall, do not the thorns remain? The year cannot recall the sad delights of pain. Though priests and temple go, the Lord will love his own, they shall his mercy know, as they have ever known. That I may them enjoy, the wine and dances bring, and may no clouds annoy the morning of my spring. O maidens fair and song, and flagons of good wine, the time may not be long, but it shall be divine. The shuttle of the skies that weaves the worlds untold, forgets me as it flies, and strips me to the cold, while my good weaver friend doth make his shuttle speed, my sorry lot to mend against the winter's need. Vex not thy heart with care, nor let the mind grow sad, they only find despair who will not to be glad. Still there are lutes to hear, still there is wine for thee, go, listen, drink, nor fear to seek felicity. Riches? A bubble vain, the winds may blow aside, a nothing that we gain through that great nothing, pride. The torch of joy am I, or Jamshid's crystal cup, or quenched or broken, why should I be lifted up? Arise and greet the dawn, drink, heart, and happy be, for soon thou shalt be gone, that now her face may see. And she all morning's heart shall blush thy tomb above, when thou hast played thy part, and lived thy little love. If heaven bread denies, am I not prompt for war? Where honour's banner flies, there my good forces are. Eternal shame were mine, did I but think to fail, and in thy sight divine discard my spear and mail. What matters it if life or sweet or bitter be? Time flies so fast, the strife not long can worry thee. Whether at Babylon or Nashipur we die, the moon, still rolling on, shall silver either sky. Today, while fortune's rose is scenting every gale, why on a sea of woes keep tightly furled the sail? Now, while the wind is right, set all thy canvas free, away into the light of opportunity. The month of Ramazan is dawning in the east, the days of mirth are gone, and every happy feast. The wine up-muffled waits, bright eyes but haunt in vain. Farewell to love, the gates of pleasure shut amain. The palace where of old great Bahram's feasts were spread is but a ruin cold where lordly lions tread. Yea, he who snared his game by death was snared in turn, and all that's left a name half vanished on an urn. Into this whirl of life too late we came, since we are baffled in the strife, hence this satiety. If hope no fruit may yield, what are its blossoms worth? Better a fallow field than thus to cumber earth. While of this earth let me no future demon fear. Bring forth felicity, and I will wed her here. If she in aftermath be kept from me apart, I'll wander in her path, and somewhat ease the smart. Yea, that these cheeks may glow, and that these eyes may shine, companions, let me know the comradeship of wine. With wine, wine, I charge you, well drench me when I die, and from the vine roots hew the palace where I lie. A draught of wine is more than Jamshid's golden state, its perfume's happy store than Hatim's gifts more great. The sigh that wine may bring is sweeter than the mirth of kings. Oh, therefore cling to that of magic worth. Clouds gather in the skies, down comes the merry rain. The dry earth drinks, likewise let me the goblet drain. Green grows the grass and flowers on hillside, plain and tomb. Ah, who will love the showers that coax our dust to bloom? Let not the world deceive, since its pursuits are vain, nor with the fauna leave thy treasury of grain. Improve thy time in strife of lofty deeds and aims, upholding truth with life, the rest is death's and fame's. The love I offer, dear, is ready for the test. What comes I shall not fear, so thou dost think it best. Whatever pain or grief thou givest me to bear, this life were all too brief, or thou too wondrous fair. O heart, my heart, this gear, this pomp is but a dream. Why striving journey here against the rushing stream? Let fate decide thy path, she will. What grief, what gold, what joy for thee she hath, e'en she cannot withhold. What tidings from beyond? Has one returned to tell? O hope of hopes too fond are we on dreams to dwell. Grieve not, the way is long, an endless journey sweet, yet in the path of song the circle grows complete. End of section 2, verses 81 to 160. Recording by NoelBadrian, County Offaly, Ireland.
Section 3 of Omar Resung. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Omar Resung by Charles G. Blanden, being a verse rendering of the prose translation of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam by Justin Huntly McCarthy. Section 3, verses 161 to 240. Each day that comes and goes from life requires a fee, until at last doth close the world's account with thee. Then gaily pay thy debt, as thou wert lord of more. Time scorns, nor has regret, for misers and their store. Monarchs like trees do fall, and we like spears of grass. Naught heeds the lonesome call of those who bloom and pass. Then why, when suns do shine, should we refuse the light? In water as in wine is sown the seed of night. One with another day, forsooth, there's none in which my heart forgets to say, in life am I not rich? All days to me are one, with threads of brightness wove, and all are of the sun in this sweet woof of love. This flesh is chaff, yon space of 7 heavens wrought is nothing more. The grace of this short life is naught. Grass while you may delight, an unsubstantial thing, and yet a merry wight, a nothing on the wing. Life is a caravan that passes like a dream, a faint mirage, O man, the shimmer of a beam. Grieve not the while you last, nor unborn morrows fear, for soon the hour is past wherein you tarried here. Old age did I behold forth stagger through the door. His prayer mat loosely rolled he on his shoulder bore, a flagon in his hand. Quoth I, "How hast thou sinned?" "Drink wine and understand," said he, "that earth is wind." A nightingale divine into my garden flew, and saw my cup of wine, and saw my roses too. Then sang she in my ear, "Enjoy the sweets that be, for soon the busy year will scatter thine and thee." He who the universe and its foundations wrought beset me with a curse, and stung me with a thought. What ruby lips to earth, what hearts to dust he dooms! Yea, we are but the girth of all downtrodden blooms. Yea, like unto a tent is this frail house of clay, wherein the soul is pent and sultan for a day. The monarch journeys forth, when lo! the slave of doom strikes tent, and its proud worth is raised again. For whom? Poured from the hand of heaven, love exalteth every heart, and like a precious leaven doth sweeten every smart. Love is a shield, a spear, defence and weapon too, wherewith to stay old fear or win a kingdom new. When the wind and the sun have expanded the rose, and the violet won from her dusky repose, lo! the vine burgeons too, and the grape is a bud that is storing a dew that shall quicken our blood. The good know not how sweet God's mercy is to men, but they with bleeding feet who ask and ask again. Thou sayest, "Hell is mine," forsooth thy light is dim. This estimate of thine precludes thy love for him. O heart, bewildered guest of this frail house of clay, be not with grief oppressed, the world is thine to-day. Joy, mirth, and song invite thy laughing friends to be, for soon descends the night that stills thy house and thee. How sweet is Iram's lute when genius lightly plays, and joy no longer mute awakes a song of praise. Much of the world I know, and most of it is dross, but when bright numbers flow, who thinks upon his loss? Old Time, whose gifts like rain upon the unjust fall, as on the just gives pain and joy to one and all. This garden of mankind shows me a blighted rose, a bud the angry wind can beat but not unclose. Khayyam, who sewed the tents of learning for his friends, perforce is hurried hence when his thread breaks or ends. The world, impatient, cold, thrusts him beyond its door, as for a song is sold the slave that serves no more. With the bright and the fair in the gardens of spring, let us bury despair with the pomp of a king. Let us laugh by his tomb, let us drink, let us sing, let us hide him with bloom in the gardens of spring. Sweet, oh sweet is the wine in a cup that is fair, with a music divine wafted over it there. Let the wise if they will go enlist in the strife, but oh bring to me still just the roses of life. Let beauty be thy aim, and sweet simplicity, and in their golden fame thy steadfast beacon see. Fear not, if thou art wise, a darker realm than this. No need of paradise, here is enough of bliss. This tenement of clay the soul soon wearies of, and from it turns away, to haunts it more doth love. But while these walls of life the stranger guest contain, let them with song be rife, lest he not long remain. Unto the mosque my feet by duty's call are led, but not alone is sweet what her stern lips have said, since yet a dearer voice doth echo in my heart, and bids my soul rejoice long after I depart. Wine is the earth's red blood, and since the earth us kills, let us pour down a flood from him who our blood spills. O limpid, sweet, and pure, tinted and tinct with rose, there is no better cure than wine for this world's woes. At dawning from the inn there came a voice, "Arise, and fill each cannikin with liquid paradise. Ye tavern haunters, up before old Fate doth come, to fill your being's cup with that which strikes you dumb." To the radiant pearls that enchant us and thrill, to the beautiful girls that enslave us at will, drink the blood of the grape, sing a song of good cheer, lest the tyrants escape and our chains disappear. When the roses appear, let the flute's mellow note and the harp's golden cheer through the gay gardens float, while a rose-colored wine from the flagons is poured, that the season divine be divinely adored. When the splendor is fled from the heart of the rose, when the fragrance is dead where violets repose, then the heart of my king my repentance will scorn, and my soul turn her wing from the ramparts of morn. My soul and I, forsooth, as a compasses seem, one point affixed to truth, one circling in a dream. Yet soon shall come the hour when we move side by side, when both shall know the power that bade them once divide. Not knowing whence we came, not knowing where we go, not knowing why the flame within us rages so, what wonder that our fate seems something kin to dust? No trumpet speaks, no gate appears, and all things rust. My heart is filled with sin. O Lord, where is thy light? So blind am I that in this world I gather night. Thou madest me to be, thou owest me a debt, which if thou payest me, I may be happy yet. Of death I have no fear, since death is but a truth, and truth is but a sphere of an immortal youth. My fear alone shall be that I so mix with dross, my soul when it goes free be not the sign of loss. The leafy crown of fame, the unsought and the sought, the kingship and the game of empire, these are naught. To one sweet song I hear, by one sweet maiden sung, my flute girl's voice so clear, my garden blooms among. When from this earth the tree that now is I is torn, let them from mould of me make cups, nor grow forlorn, but fill each one with wine, and drain and fill again. So may this dust of mine give pleasure unto men. Our sin concerns not thee. Thou fashioned it, forsooth, that men might clearly see how good, how bright is truth. If from the higher path and from the light we stray, the whirlwind and the wrath are but the price we pay. Let us forget to-day, nor of to-morrow think. This hour, the while we may, let us of pleasure drink. To-morrow we shall sleep, the dumb and dusty peers of all the dead who keep the world's upswallowed years. What glory, earth, is gained by our sojourning here? The greatest that have reigned in darkness disappear. Say, what am I to thee? Mine ears have never heard. Is immortality a fact, or just a word? Eternal wisdom, thou who numbereth every hair, and settest on man's brow thy signet proud and fair, how may we think to move through life, deceiving thee, returning for thy love a rank hypocrisy? Good Ramazan is gone, the saint of all the year. Behold, the rosy dawn of merriment is here. On wisdom's cheek divine the flagon breeds a mole, yet there are wings in wine for every weary soul. The wisdom hid in wine, the knowledge and the might, like jewels in a mine, not in the rough are bright. But when digged up and wrought, and held in some strong ray, they sparkle thought on thought, and dazzle day with day. There is mirth in the grape, and happiness astir, when its juices escape for the gay vintager. To sorrow fling the gage, when eyes like a flower lend their charm to the page. Why look for the shower? What then is merit, pray, if at the final hour the knave turns white as day through some absolving power? If justice is not here, I see no reason plain why in some other sphere injustice may not reign. While you may, lift your voice in the nightingale's choir, with the wine of your choice fill the cup of desire. There's a song in the tide of the grape as it flows, and a kiss for the bride that is sweet as the rose. I covet not, therefore am I released from debt, from him who sighs for more, from envy and regret. Of one alone let me be jealous as a king, so may my soul be free to give him everything. I pray thee, wheel of heaven, release me from thy spite, since not to me is given to wander in thy light. Thy favours fall on fools, the while the wise want food. Thou teachest in thy schools, the dunces are the good. If wine in paradise the faithful soul may drink, why is it in his eyes so gross of it to think? An Arab deep in wine his faithful camel slew, therefore the seer divine the right to wine withdrew. Of past delights no more than memory remains, yet what a dreamful store of ever-blooming grains! The happy mind may still its joy in others sow, as last year's grape doth fill our cup with ruby glow. In this mad world of dreams make haste to gather bloom, and like the laughing streams forestall the day of doom. Oh, not through sorrow, dear, the realm of truth is found, but where the gay appear is her immortal ground. My love its topmost flame has reached, and can no more, as souls that love his name to his high heavens soar. Thy beauty gladdens me, thy virtues are so bright, I can but worship thee as roses do the light. Let happiness increase in this old world of woe, until the song of peace its every heart shall know. Confusion, fire, and death to all who joy forbid, since in his healing breath the spring of truth is hid. Thou miser, mark me well, no good art thou on earth, immured in narrow cell and high-arched fiend of mirth. Yea, worse than this thou art, a vampire to the race that suckest from the heart what thou canst not replace. When we are gone with death, how long the world will move, and never any breath to whisper of our love. The ages ere we came were not devoid of light, nor those to come our fame shall need to make them bright. How long wilt thou seek out the vanities of earth? How long vex thee about things evil or of worth? Wert thou the fount of youth, or one of heaven's springs, thou couldst not sweeten truth, nor spoil her spotless wings. Within life's book, our name the hand of nature sets, which having done, the same hand blots, and soon forgets. Thou bearer of the cup, bring ruby wine to me, since earth must swallow up, let my earth happy be. Each day is poison tinct, since day by day we die. Therefore let me be linked with mirth as time goes by. Within my cup a draught, that's antidote to woe, which when I have quaffed shall cheer the path I go. Behold the sects that think the world with them must kneel, or into darkness sink and Allah's anger feel. Vex not thy mind, O friend, the path of right is thine, which well pursued doth end not far from the divine. Grief is a constant guest, but we must summer joy, and make within the breast a bright nook for the boy, else he depart full soon. He loveth not the shades, but revels in the noon and wearies when it fades. Arise, and let the sun into thy clouded heart, before the day is done and night takes up her part. O dream no more, awake and cast thy fear aside, and this glad morning take to be thy rosy bride. A bitter war I wage with giant sin, forsooth, yet I unto his rage am but a pigmy truth. I weaken in the fight, my heart grows sick in me, to think that in thy sight I am so churl to thee. They who for foolish gain have set the truth aside, and worship but the vain, and nurse their souls on pride, make up the knots of time that hedge with hollow shame the sun of the sublime, and flaunt its golden fame. When the steeds of the stars were first bridled on high, and the planets their cars hurried first through the sky, from the throne of the All went the thought of our path, if a soul rise or fall, in his plan thus he hath. Oh, that I might withdraw from this vain world, and rest, or reading right the law, give peace unto my breast. Nor this nor that, it seems, is given us to do, but strife and hope and dreams with glimpses of the true. Woe's me for that which slips away of golden worth. Woe's me! The sweetest lips must kiss the sodden earth. Woe's me that they come not who once have gone away, to tell if love's forgot, or hath a brighter day. Since once this earth was drowned, oh, ages long ago, come send the flagon round, and let the nectar flow. 'Tis ours to silence grief in this rose-colored tide, and find the olive leaf that this dark sea doth hide. Alas, our youth decays, the spring of youth goes by. The bird of April days flecks not our winter sky, nor comes again to sing on our forsaken shore, while earth renews her spring from an eternal store. Make level with the earth the tomb wherein I lie, that no rude shock to mirth may come when she goes by. So let me sleep, forgot, except some song I sing, like a forget-me-not, in her remembrance spring. The captain ruby bring, and throne it in the light, and our beloved king, the prince of men, invite. And since all dwellers here so soon inhabit dust, bring hither wine as clear as he is good and just. O thou whom all desire, yet whom no heart may find, still keep alive the fire of incense in the mind. That we are deaf to thee, that we are blind, we feel, yet wheresoe'er we be, protect us, Lord, and heal. Why frown upon thy fate? Oh, rather with a smile Go meet her at the gate, and laugh with her the while. Let every moment be a little dream of bliss, which as it flies from thee, takes hence a loving kiss. O cypress slender maid, and tinted like a flower, ere all thy beauty fade, enjoy thy little hour. Pluck the bright blossoms now, ere they begin to fall, or round about thy brow the wild winds whirl them all. O proud and tyrant wheel that rollest through the sky, unanswering our zeal and making men to die, thou heedest not our pain, but where its seat is bound, with double weight amain thou pressest on the wound. This great dome of the sky, and under which we move, like shadows till we die and lose the dreams we love, is but a lantern small wherein the sun is light, hung in some nook of all, shall also have its night. Shadows and phantasms make up this world so strange, and all its peaks and chasms are but its fields of change. Lose not thyself in fear, thou canst not miss the light, nor time nor tide uprear a hand against thy right. Sweet daughters of the vine, bring hither of your store the rosy-colored wine that cheers me more and more. Too short the time, O maids, we dwell with thee and mirth, but long among the shades are we with Mother Earth. For every cup of pleasure there is a cup of rue, for every happy measure a rhyme of sorrow too. Still let us live and drink, still let us live and sing. We know not on the brink what our last day may bring. Oh, that the sons of greed were not the lords of gold, that worth were prince indeed and master of the fold! How many hearts that bleed might laugh and leap in glee, no longer slaves to need, but free among the free. O bard that findest Fate hast closed her tents to thee, and therefore ceased debate this side eternity, a brother to the stone, and almoner to pain, remember not alone thou knockest, and in vain. The day wherein that I am to myself unknown, no more a passer-by, a myth unto mine own, mixed with the All again, hope that I may renew myself, and be to men more helpful and more true. Thy hand, O Lord, did so, I am what thou didst will. What tares, what wheat shall grow, the reaper reapeth still. How can I change thy way? How can I set at naught what since the primal day wast written in thy thought? These high and mighty lords, beset by care and grief, the same as all the hordes of this small life and brief, still frown and view with scorn their brothers of the dust, who happen to be born to lesser rounds of lust. Behold, the bard is fled, and the sad season sighs, and the last rose is dead where the old poet lies. Oh, the pearls they were few, the cold world cared to thrid, and the throng never knew what his rich bosom hid. With some fast friend to sit, or wander through the grove, to sound the sea of wit, to taste the sweets of love. Say, what hath life more good, or this old sphere more fair? They fire the very blood and dull the sting of care. End of Section 3, verses 161 to 240. Recording by Rhonda Federman.
Section 4 of Omar Resung. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Bob Gonzalez. Omar Resung by Charles G. Blanden, being a verse rendering of the prose translation of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam by Justin Huntly McCarthy. Section 4, verses 241 to 320. O love is like a fire that's kindled in the breast, which heaven doth inspire to be of worth the test. And where the altar burns with bright and willing ray, to it the god returns with incense day by day. One glance of love is more than many looks that frown. The ruby wine we pour is better than a crown. What is more fair than truth? Go seek her fount and live. She is immortal youth, and hath a world to give. When I the race behold in ignorance asleep, and think on those untold that lie so dusty deep, I sigh, yet mourn me more to think of men to come, born to this sodden store, and in a time so dumb. Thy mercy hath no end, therefore I do not fear. Thy goodness is a friend that journeys with me here. The terrors of the book are not thy terrors, Lord. To thee I will but look, and thy unwritten word. I saw in the bazaar a potter knead his clay, and as the morning star hints silently of day, I heard a small voice chime, Be merciful to me that once upon a time wast not unlike to thee. Alone is all thou hast of this world's pomp and gear, and it falls dew at last, and leaves thee ashes here. Set not thy heart on things the soul doth scorn as dross. The mind that only clings to truth can laugh at loss. Today the sky is fair, the dew has laved the rose, and through the gentle air a laughing odor goes. Now sings the nightingale deep hidden in the grove her ever wondrous tale of melody and love. May this love for the fair but increase with the years. In the land of despair, in the valley of tears, may it gleam as a light, or a beacon at sea, leading on through the night to the temple of thee. The great wheel turns, and lo, the potter shapes his clay, and as new vessels grow, the old are cast away. Could youth and beauty feel what dreams they soon shall prove, how they would curse the wheel, and doubt the lips of love. When far my soul shall pass from this old ruin grey, and as dead leaves of grass this house is whirled away, with what supreme content shall I the builder see recast this earthly tent that shall not shelter me. Again the cheek of dawn is blushing in the east. O youth, ere she is gone, spread thou the rosy feast. Wait not, nor dream of her, but flee into her arms. Be her first worshipper, and last to view her charms. What boots it where we climb? Again to earth we fall, and, knowing the sublime, seem farther from the all. Proud intellect, with scorn the heavens note thy flight, and match thy every morn with equal show of night. In right good company good wine alone should flow, and there should laughter be, and wit his wonders show. O, wine was never aged for other souls than those whom wisdom hath engaged, and high-born honour knows. The joys of life are thine, forswear them not, I pray. With laughter, love, and wine be friends the while you may. Too soon the frosts of time the fields of youth destroy, and every lyric rhyme ends with a dirge to joy. The wind drinks up the leaves of all the roses fair, the morn the dew deceives, and drinks the grasses bare. The greedy groves do drain the nightingale of song, and while we here remain, let us drink deep and long. Oh, not to-morrow, sweet, of kisses let us dream. Who knows our sandaled feet may cross to-morrow's stream? Propitious is the hour for love and laughter now. Time breathes upon the flower, and vacant is the bough. If in a future state a perfect bliss be ours, why mourn or hesitate to pluck life's morning flowers? Choose thou the sunny path, and shun the gloomy waste. What heaven only hath, we should not fear to taste. When friends refuse to pour the merry wine for me, and April skies no more the budding blossoms see, then will I cast aside the muse and her delights, and take another bride, to sigh for rainy nights. The hills themselves would leap with ecstasy divine, shouldst thou each rocky steep but drench with rosy wine. The trees would laugh with glee, and clap their hands for hours, could they, like thee and me, command these ruby showers. In the kingdom of the soul, O whisper not of earth, nor round its borders roll the careless noise of mirth. It is a realm, forsooth, where contemplation dwells, and all its laws are truth, whose voice is Israfel's. Make fellowship with truth, and to her temples go, and thou the golden youth of all the gods shalt know. Move therefore to thy end with stateliness and grace, and thy eternal friend shall greet thee face to face. Nor slave nor tyrant be, and humble be thy nest, so shall tranquillity count thee among her blest. A crust with calm content, a draught from nature's spring, and kingdoms may be rent, nor thou lose anything. Sometimes the stream is clear, sometimes a torrent dark, yet from the margin here all fearless I embark. I know the fountain head is bright as brightest day, and soon shall overspread and wash the dark away. The wisdom of good cheer let every mortal learn, and in his bosom clear the light of courage burn, a store of happiness against some famine fierce, when no bright blossoms bless, and thorns the sandals pierce. If you be friends of mine, your vain discourses cease, and fill my cup with wine, the dreamy wine of peace. I would not that my dust be moistened by your grief, since nourish soon it must the bridal bud and leaf. We go no step beyond the bounds of what we are, nor in our dreaming fond reach one eternal star outside ourselves, forsooth. Our hell in conscience lies, and for the throne of truth we fix our paradise. Give me of joy today, and let tomorrow bring, oh, whatsoever may be hid beneath her wing. They talk of paradise, and of the glories there. Today, today mine eyes would feast upon the fair. At times my heart doth seem shut in a prison cell, where it can only dream of what it loves so well. O liberty and light, alas, ye are denied until the hand of might puts these cold chains aside. The moon of Ramazan, O sweet, will soon appear, and in its splendor wan frown coldly on good cheer. Another kiss, I pray, so holy and so pure, it can but shame the ray that would such passion cure. The potter that with thought and skill and judgment fine his helpless clay hath wrought to beautiful design, will he in anger sore condemn what he hath made, and prove himself no more than prentice to his trade? Oh, the wine in the glass is like unto a flame, or the blush of a lass that hears her lover's name. Drink then, and happy be, and warm thy heart the while, lest sorrow sadden thee, till thou no more can smile. O naught of glory, Lord, is this poor life to thee, and can I shame thy word, however mean I be? Forgive me then that I so follow this old earth. We cannot well defy the one who gave us birth. We wallow deep in greed, we walk with pomp and pride, and on the feasts we feed of every sin beside. O thy forgiveness, Lord, full pardon in thy sight, since thou with sweet accord canst make our black as white. Alas, the heart can find no comfort in this round, nor can the prying mind the deeps of being sound. My soul is sick to go, and yet I know not where, but from this sphere of woe to some diviner air. When the day in the east with opal splendor blooms, behold how it doth feast on dews born of the glooms. So these dark lives of ours some brightness may distil, which truth for her own flowers may claim and cherish still. How long wilt thou be vain, and count thee more than chaff? Dost thou not know to gain the world is but to laugh? Part of the all thou art, and wert thou king of kings, thou couldst but play a part that soon were one with things. Beloved, bid them bring fresh roses for our brows, and bid the singers sing while we revow our vows. The future will not heed the tombs where we shall lie, nor our inscriptions read to find its treasures by. O, the heart that is learned in the love of the vine not easily is turned on the Koran to dine. Let the fond devotee himself fasting employ, but oh, bring not to me just the promise of joy. If thou wouldst happy be, Seek not the ways of wealth. Be thankful to be free, and for the boon of health. Set not thy heart on things that laden thee with care. To nature's crystal springs fly oft, and worship there. Two paths before us lead. One is a darksome way, one through a pleasant mead with many blossoms gay. Fear not to choose, nor vex thee at the happy choice, since in this great vortex thou hast not final voice. 'Tis said that at the last our gentle friend will rave, and his poor children cast in some unfathomed cave. From goodness, good alone in endless stream doth pour. Fear not that the unknown is less than truth, or more. Before thy name is tossed into the night of time, be no glad moment lost to sing a merry rhyme. Unbind the tresses fair of her the gods have sent, and wreathe thy roses there with love, and be content. Dash down the glass of fame, and fill the cup again. There's nothing in a name, nor in the praise of men. Behold the wine of day incarnadine the east. Now fades the night away, and glory spreads her feast. O search that ends in naught, O path that leads to night, how fruitless is our thought, how limited our sight. Stars, stars, and ever stars, with not one glimpse of thee, but age and grief and scars and longing to be free. Before the knave or clown, O mention not her name, lest some rude thought should drown the perfume of her fame. But only where the bright their lofty converse hold, speak thou of her, since light loves light, and gold loves gold. O wheel of highest heaven, thou fillest us with grief. The joy to us is given thou makest all too brief. Thou changest in an hour the smile into a tear, and sendest every flower too soon unto its bier. When in the book of love thy name is written, dear, of all the powers above thou needest have no fear. Eternity cannot erase the legend fair, nor wilt thou be forgot by any worthy there. Who loves the cheek of morn, rich tinted with the rose, ah, he has felt the thorn that in his garden grows. Alas, the dreams of bliss that with our waking go, alas, the thorns they miss who see no roses blow. In love, forget thy care and end misfortune's reign. Go, drink the finer air of mountain and of plain, whose alchemy is such that life shall prove a boon. Go, put it to the touch, and court the Lady Moon. Give me to eat that I may feed this soul of mine, until it leaves to fly in ether more divine. I covet paradise. Let me not fall, I ask, but ever as I rise, grow stronger with the task. When in the spring the flowers are blooming everywhere, light tarries in his bowers, and gentle grows the air. Oh, who can blame mankind, if with a lightsome heart, and with a merry mind, it plays the lover's part? O dwellers in the tombs, what more than dust are we, that soon unto your glooms shall enter and be free? Give me to drink the wine of that which yet shall prove a ministrant divine to some sweet soul I love. Beloved one and sweet, it ever seems to me that when we chance to meet, my soul is lost to thee. Enough of paradise, if ever I might sit and gaze into thine eyes, and drink thy ready wit. To search the livelong night for truth among the stars, to send from light to light high thought in flaming cars, such is a pleasure keen that is not all of earth, while mighty lords careen in their proud fields of worth. Oh, not within thy heart the plant of woe sustain, but bid the seedling start of joy, and mark the gain. And like a garden fair, the blossoming shall be with every fragrance there, to cheer and comfort thee. Thou settest many snares wherein our feet may fall, and sayest, whoso fares this way shall lose his all. Since thou dost know how weak thy children are, O Lord, what credit shouldst thou seek from those who are restored? The way thou goest, friend, the yet unborn shall go, on unto the end of this delusive show, and soon the potter's hand will shape thy shapeless clay as fancy may demand. Weep thou or smile to-day. Happy is he, O friend, that never mounts to fame, nor sees his fellows bend at mention of his name, since better 'tis to reign possessor of the crown of quiet peace, than gain the kingdom of renown. Yea, like unto a face, O lovely rose thou art, in which celestial grace is mirrored from the heart. A dear familiar friend thou seemest unto me, in whom there is no end of love and charity. Drunk with the dross of earth, how sodden we become to things of active worth, and blind and deaf and dumb. Bubbles and butterflies man chases to his doom, drowns woe in woe, and dies, a tomb within a tomb. Not to the small of heart, nor to the cheap of wit, is given the honored part with the elect to sit, who knoweth not the rose unto its soul is lost, a worm that in it grows, yet is a worm at most. Thou only, Lord, canst ope the gate revealing thee. Thou only art the hope, the fount that saveth me. My hand in thine alone with confidence I place, though dark the great unknown and hidden be thy face. Lo, drunken with a dream, I wasted half my life in drifting down the stream that knew nor toil nor strife. Alas, the dreadful cost! I fear me in this hour to age is wholly lost the fruitage of the flower. Knee deep we wade in sin, and thy commandments break, and in this worldly din forget thee and forsake. Yet when beset by shame and victims of our pride, we curse thy holy name and pierce thy tender side. Engrossed with this vain world, and blind to higher things, if to destruction hurled, I would not ask for wings. Thus for a stoup of wine I pawned myself as wage. The tapster said, in fine, lo, what a perfect gauge! While nightingales have sown with song the shadows deep, how many nights have flown, nor touched our lids with sleep! Before the breath of day shall waken hearts to pain, go not, for once away, how many nights shall wane? Two things are wisdom's base and time's eternal glory, the safeguard of the race and triumph's laurel story. Believe not all that's writ of man or god or devil, and never flank your wit with forces kin to evil. O haughty devotee, art thou the rod of scorn, that thou shouldst leer at me, and be my rose's thorn? Away! And with thee take cant and hypocrisy. I care not to forsake the friends I love for thee. Spring unfoldeth her sweet buds, and autumn hurls away, until the naked woods, as our spent lives, are grey. O memory of times when we were only young! How sad are April's rhymes, by old December sung! O thou whose heart should be remorse's inmost shrine, why dost thou rail at me, or pray for me or mine? If God should answer thee, methinks that Satan might upon his bended knee set all the world aright. Art full of heaviness? Go eat the food of dreams, or to thy hot lips press the grape's delicious streams. Refusing that or this, go nibble of thy crust, and the dry altar kiss that's only fed with dust. Reason, no longer I will be thy foolish slave, but will the pleasure try that life at starting gave. If 50 years I stay or 1, it matters not. The potter gets his clay, and we are soon forgot. A wise man once I met, and with a drunkard's face, and as the wine he set, I said with solemn grace, "The absent, where are they?" Said he, "Drink unconcerned, many have gone away that never have returned." Who brought me here, or woe or weal I cannot say. The joys of life I know exalt my soul today. The voice of love is dear, the sounding lute is sweet, the blooming garden here an unwatched Eden seat. The world's great rose, the dawn, has blossomed in the east, and ere the blush be gone, spread thou the rosy feast. Lo, Jamshid and his peers, and yet 1,000 kings, sleep in the tomb of years, o'er which this glory springs. I drink my mellow wine, and there are some who say, "'Tis foe of the divine," and bid me turn away. Now therefore am I proud, as I the creed oppose. I drink, since 'tis allowed to drink the blood of foes. If I in will were free, and free from worldly fate, I had not come to be the plaything of this state. Or had I chosen life, and yet could have my will, despite the bitter strife, I'd hug my phantoms still. How is it grapes are sour, and then are sweet, I pray? How is it that the flower has not the fruit's bouquet? How is it that the hand can fashion lutes today, tomorrow thrill the land sword thrusting in the fray? Came one, foul favored, gaunt, rag clad and sexless, pale, and with a silent taunt made all our laughter fail. Broke in his ghostly hand life's flagon in a trice, as though the deed were grand, and wine without a price. Things past and things to come, coeval I shall be with them in my last home, heir to antiquity, and to the future heir. Why then should this short hour provoke me with its care, or I seek fame or power? End of Section 4. Recording by Bob Gonzalez.
Section 5 of Omar Resung. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Bev Stevens. Omar Resung by Charles G. Blanden, being a verse rendering of the prose translation of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam by Justin Huntly McCarthy. Section 5, verses 321 through 400. Out upon the hypocrite, and out upon the vain, and in with sprightly wit, and in with laughter's train, these gaudy robes of prayer, these turbans of the great, I'd sell for any spare old heart of honest weight. When at her feet, O heart, thou tremblest in a dream, lost to thyself, thou art thyself in her bright beam, yea, wandering before, thou wast a desert child, that at her shining door art found and reconciled. The path of truth pursue, no creed can more demand. To them that ask of you, close not too tight the hand. Speak ill of none, and do no wrong to any man. Heaven has no broader view, nor God's a better plan. Bestir thyself. Thy home, perforce, a while is here, beneath the starry dome of this unfeeling sphere. If earth is earth, at least with hope about it move. Look ever to the east, and sound the depths of love. O heart, thou canst not learn the secret all would know, but every night return unto the morning's woe. If so thou canst, create on earth thy heaven to-day. If thou shalt love or hate the future, who can say? If thou hast wit, seem dull, that from sweet wisdom come thy cup with knowledge full, and thou be not so dumb. But is thy learning small? Seem deep, and haunt the wise, that from their lips may fall the best that in them lies. O, would that we might be just honour's thrall, and thine, modest simplicity, that hath a face divine. The burdens we must bear were lighter than the wind, and all the world were fair, and every glance were kind. Couldst thou but understand one petal of this rose, O, 'twere voluble, and thou wouldst know what heaven knows. Cease, cease thy delving, friend. The truth thou canst not find until this journey end in universal mind. An Aristotle wise, a Roman Caesar great, or under eastern skies some grand mogul of state. Yet would I say to thee, partake of Jamshid's wine, the grave thy end shall be, nor Bahram's less than thine. Unto a sot a sheikh did cast the stone of blame, who answered him, Go, seek the man that is not lame. Thy servant is not whole, yet in thy heart but gaze and tell me if thy soul condemns thee or doth praise. Youth, wine, and love have we, beloved of my soul, for what can these gifts be? O, surely not for dole. The first of these will go, the last may vanish soon. Bring wine, that woe come not till afternoon. That hermit of the breast, the heart that never sleeps, with what unwearied zest at his vain task he keeps. Deny him not, I pray, a draught of ruddy wine. Oh, to be old and grey, yet know not the divine. A sorry path we travel in this old world of ours, a path of cant and cavil, a path of thorns and flowers. Oh, blame us not if we do sometimes please the devil, mistaking what we see for good, and finding evil. See how the jar doth try to drink this ruby tide, yet ever goeth dry, when long we sit beside. O Tantalus of mine, I would that I had might to let thee sip this wine, and taste of my delight. This mortal house is more decrepit than we know, not longer than 60 set thou the date to go. And while the shadow stays beyond thy threshold fair, bridge not with gloom thy days, nor beckon to him there. Away with care, arise and sing a jolly song, now while the sunny skies float their white ships along. Accept the gifts that heaven doth offer day by day, for sparingly is given the blooms that fade away. When I do dream, I see the fields of paradise, earth from her winter free, and naught but summer skies. O happy sleep, if thou couldst delegate thy power, the woes that haunt me now were roses in an hour. Fear not to follow, sweet, where beauty leads the way. Her fairy-sandalled feet seek but the heights of day. Her voice is Israfel's, her eyes are kin to stars, and her bright passing tells the legend of no wars. Through love of tawdry things our reason is no more. Content has taken wings, and honour barred his door. Ye gods, we are but earth, fine dust before our time, and what the soul is worth I venture not in rhyme. O flagon, friend of mine, whose cheeks are like the rose, ambassador of wine and soother of our woes, what better friend hath man, as thou dost swiftly run to lift the heavy ban of grief and pour the sun? Cup-bearer, those that hence have gone are lapped in dust, the wise, the poor of sense, the unjust and the just, the unkind and the kind, all sleep as equals now, the words they spake, the wind that stirs this leafy bough. Upon us thou hast set a seal we may not read, thou takest in thy net, thou goadest us indeed. Since, Lord, thou madest me a blinded worm of earth, how can I better be than what I have of worth? Beloved, this is wise, to lighten loads of men and set before their eyes the feasts of love again. To smooth the path, to give, to share what we call ours, to bid the fainting live not on the thorns, but flowers. Art thou not Lord of all, and am I not thy slave? Who sins if I do fall? Who gains if thou dost save? The living and the dead are subject to thy will, and what have I to dread, thy helpless subject still? Offspring of whirling chance, think not that thou canst learn the maze of circumstance. The dead no more return. Therefore, I say, serene and with a fearless heart, live well in thy domain, and like a king depart. O thou, hidden to man, yet in thy works displayed, say who may know thy plan? The maker, not the made. Alone thou art of truth spectator, and the play, we but the motes, forsooth, that drift across thy day. If famous, you're maligned and praise to bitter turns. Secluded dwell, you'll find the act suspicion earns. The middle course is best for prophet or for saint. Who follows it may rest, perchance, without a taint. To lighten one sad heart is better than much fame blown from the heights of art, and bears a sweeter name. With charity to bind thy former foe to thee is more than heroes find in kingdoms they set free. Lo! from the startled tower the loud muezzin floats. Awake! it is the hour to cheer our thirsty throats. Oh, babble not a prayer, the heavens are weary grown, but grasp the goblet there and make its soul thine own. If I of mirth am friend and revel at his side, oh, blame me not, the end is soon, and earth shall hide. Since there is peace in joy, to lesser things farewell. When happiness doth cloy, 'tis time with gloom to dwell. Upon this strutted stage how friendship bites the dust! Priests, kings, they have their wage, and virtue turns to lust. Beware! Grieve not to find thy dearest friend thy foe. The rose that scents the wind hath her own thorn to show. Oh, who from this fair bower, with rose o'er-clambered roof, and love to charm the hour, would long remain aloof? Let others sing of mirth in other kingdoms found. Give me the joys of earth, while I to earth am bound. A hermit once I saw in a vast wilderness, nor God, nor creed, nor law, nor wealth, nor yet distress, nor learning had the man. What courage like to this, that, mapping out its plan, asks not, hopes not for bliss? And wouldst thou at thy feet have this old world, my friend? Oh, scorn it and retreat unto the very end, into thyself, and lo, thou art a sage divine. But mix with it, and know it makes thee but as swine. 'Tis well among our kind to merit their esteem, and ill it is to blind ourselves to nature's scheme. But better far is this, to be far gone in wine, than with a traitor's kiss betray the thought divine. Oh, from this whirl let me but for a moment pass, that I myself may be. What dreams are in the glass? What paradise looks down with fond inviting gaze? And shall I seek the crown, or go my happy ways? Bring hither wine, the juice that, like a blossom chain, ensnares with ruddy noose king, clown, and hardy swain. One of the three am I, and two am surely not. Or this or that, to die is but to be forgot. The wheel of heaven turns, and lo! what things are we? Or lowly jars or urns of aristocracy? It matters not, my dear, what service we may do, if, while our souls are here, they still contain the true. Weary us not with care when pleasure knocks without. Enough, and yet to spare, is there of grief about. But happiness this way comes not when we command, and any time she may forsake her native land. Last night a long-lost hope again came back to me, and said, "Thy portal ope, and let me dwell with thee." "Not so," I said, "awake, no dream I may not win." She said, "For my love's sake." I rose and let her in. Through dusky fields I went with beauty at my side, when lo! the firmament grew sweetly glorified. A light from her did spring that scared the night away, and birds began to sing, believing it was day. Yea, one by one they go, the foolish and the wise. Disdain the cup of woe, and let the sweet arise. Spill all these cups of tears, and fill them with a laugh, and bid the flying years the brighter nectar quaff. When our two souls no more inhabit frames of clay, earth, throwing wide her door, shall hide the wreck away, and we shall sleep as one that were before as two, when this sad race is run that keeps my soul from you. That palace of our state, once reared to heaven high, wherein proud monarchs sate, in ruins now doth lie, and lo, we saw the dove in sole possession there, and heard the pile above her plaintive, Where? Where? So long as beauty reigns and truth her kingdom is, O give thy heart no pains, nor seek a higher bliss. 'Tis wiser far to love the fair sweet face of her who loves, than be, above, a Peery's worshipper. Devoid of hope and mirth, my heart has grown to be but ashes on the hearth of this old hostelry. My dreams' bright guests are gone, gay laughter rings no more, and in the rosy dawn there creaks a ruined door. Say, who will buy this earth? 2 barleycorns will take it. If you have 1 of worth, then only 1 I'll make it. Bring wine, this life is vain without the ring of laughter. There is no sense in pain, here nor in hereafter. Oh, cold are wisdom's halls, no laugh is rippled there, and there the footstep falls with heaviness and care. Give me the haunts of love, where beauty walks divine, and singing through the grove a fountain and some wine. The life that in us dwells bids our strong spirits soar to where that fountain wells which sings for evermore. Alas, 1 draught we sip, and lo, to earth we fall. Joy bitters on the lip, and darkness shadows all. Now nightingales rejoice, and roses scent the air, and lo, the fountain's voice is laughing everywhere. What time have we to ope the musty Koran, sweet, when nature, full of hope, flings lyrics at our feet? The mantle of this earth I cannot put aside, nor in the guise of mirth mine ancient sorrow hide. Master am I of naught in this great school of care, though graduate in thought, still pupil of despair. To you this mortal cell is an immortal's inn, where for a time doth dwell what heaven soon shall win. Think not the Judas tree brings forth the jasmine bud, nor that clear water be the grape's delightful blood. Just truth and beauty, these around this world of ours fill all our treasuries with amaranthine flowers. Let prophets old and seers their dogmas wild maintain. When they are gone, the years still fragrant shall remain. O thou who hast not seen the friends of youth depart, whose every path is green with spring's unstudied art, in days to come, vex not thy soul at fate's decrees. Be brave, content with what the winter shall not seize. Be kind, O friend, to all, and Khayyam's wisdom learn. Leave bitter fruit to fall, and to the sweet return. Pluck roses, and then weave into a garland bright. Let rue and nightshade grieve with nightingales and night. Were all earth's treasures thine, O Mullah, what avail when at the last the sign of death makes thee grow pale? How foolish then thy heed to gather more and more, when nothing shalt thou need of all thy bubble store. Think not the fleeting hour should all unheeded die. O, like the blooming flower, pass not its beauty by. The bud that is unborn, the blossom that is past, they are not ours. The morn that breaks, oh, hold it fast. Had I the heavens making, from this grey earth I'd banish all sorrow and the aching, and dreams that only vanish. New heavens I would fashion as bright as they were spacious, where man, devoid of passion, were free as I were gracious. Each day at dawn I haste unto the house of wine, with boon companions taste the wisdom of the vine. O thou who hast the key to all that life doth hide, Grief's flagon, why so free? Joy's cup, why so denied? Thanks to the crafty sun, and thanks to fleeting time, Old earth at last has won the glory of my prime. Caverns these cheeks for tears, this heart a cup for grief. I only ask the years to make my sojourn brief. Astronomers point out a bull among the stars. Some say, without a doubt, he draweth heaven's cars. Who doubts? Oh, they are few. A bull this planet grey upholds. Between the two, ye gods, what asses bray! Behold, the full moon rises. Bring music and bring wine. With all your sweet devices, come, herald the divine. Lo, beauty swift advances, talk not of earth to us. In her immortal glances, woe grows ridiculous. Oh, vainly for the fair, and vainly for the sweet, we spread the spirit's snare, and both are short and fleet. 'Tis only that which we may have, we scorn to hold. The dross of life is free, unworth the gain, the gold. Who gave the right to thee to cast at me the stone? I am, and therefore free to walk my path alone, believing what seems true, rejecting, holding fast, so long as what I do harms no one to the last. Take wealth away, but leave a right good friend to me, and I no more will grieve than any rose you see. But rob me of his heart and make me heaven's heir, and I would scorn the part, and only suffer there. So deep of beauty's wine my soul would drink, that I so nearly were divine, that those who happened by should, seeing me, exclaim, "O beauty, is it thou?" Alas! her golden fame I only darken now. Before the cup you drain that brings eternal sleep, fill all your bins with gain, and all your measures heap. For in the realm of rest, as all this toil foretells, the rich alone are blessed, the poor alone are hell's. While time and earth are ours, come, dearest, let us love. The dew is on the flowers, and mating is the dove. The cup awaits us, sweet. Oh, let us drain it now. Again we may not meet, or meeting, care not how. Behold, the cup is bright with liquid rubies, dear. Oh, let their dancing light thy melancholy cheer. Give me the blazing bowl that I with grief may cope, and show unto my soul the rising star of hope. While in this house you live, dream not of paradise, but what the worth doth give in joy before it flies. Yield not to any foe, though mighty Rustum he, nor bond for any go should Hatim ask of thee. Wouldst thou that happiness thy boon companion prove, pursue the highway less, and seek the lanes of love. Thatched cottages are hers, field, wood, and firmament, and her blessed worshippers, simplicity, content. Farewell to good and ill, the miser has no brother, the heart is dead and chill that beats not for another. What though the heavens fall and half the race thereafter? Saved greed his gold, 'twere well, the wreck were but his laughter. I saw a potter grey bend busy o'er his wheel, and in the well-mixed clay beheld what years reveal. I saw the heads of kings with feet of beggars there, and glory's golden wings bedraggled by despair. O youth, sweet health is thine, what needest thou of more? No monarch more divine will ever fill thy door. The while he is thy guest, bethink thee not of care. His favours are the best that any soul may share. I broke against a stone an earthen jar of mine, when, with a feeble moan, the fragments formed this line: Once I was like to thee in ages long ago, soon broken thou shalt be, and formless lie as low. From me to Khayyam go, and bear my greeting kind, and say, O bard, thy sow but roses on the wind, if they who drink are wise. But if the foolish drink, they nettles sow, that rise again where least they think. Still comes and goes my breath, and keeps my life in me, while round about stalks death, from whom I cannot flee. The flagon there is low in that which entertains, yet who doth ever know how much of life remains? In some fair garden place on roses to recline, and thou with sunny face to pour the rosy wine. Oh, many sultans great such joy cannot command. Love laughs at bubble state, nor kisses back his hand. Be not too fond of folly, nor merely knowledge woo, since dusky melancholy is comrade of the two. The three are pleasant neighbours when kept where they should be, and each can sweeten labours if sought judiciously. Lo! in love's assemblage equality doth reign, the beggar, king, and page alike his favour gain, and one and all may feast. The cup of love is free, and only he is least that's least in sympathy. End of section 5, verses 321 through 400.
Section 6 of Omar Resung. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Algy Pug. Omar Resung by Charles G. Blanden, being a verse rendering of the prose translation of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam by Justin Huntly McCarthy. Section 6, verses 401 to 466. Thou hast shorn with thy sword all my branches of light. Thou hast broken me, Lord, in the press of thy might. Thou hast given me my wine to the lips of the earth, and the hope of the vine. Say, what is it worth? What empire, sweet, is this? Enough of sparkling wine, a cup of which is bliss, and two, perchance, divine. The realm of Feridun, the crown of Kai Khosrou, what are they to the noon of life, red wine, and you? The season now is here, of rose and nightingale. Close thou the Koran, dear, for spring's delightful tale. My book is laughing eyes and cheeks of tulip flame, wherein my heaven lies, and love inscribes his name. To Mustafa the wise my kindly greetings give, and ask what virtue lies in solemnness to live. Why Al-Quran doth frown on laughter-loving wine, and offers them a crown that on the bitter dine. O thou who makest day swart servant of thy gain, and turnest night away with her dream-laden train, a time shall come to thee when for one little hour thou wouldst forego the fee of all thy golden power. Our altar is the jar, our oracle the wine, and may the day be far that rears another shrine. What prayers to make we know, and asking we receive, while those to mosque that go gain but the right to grieve. Give me my dreams today, tomorrow what you will. I cannot throw away the hope that haunts me still. I would not give the flower that blossoms now for me, for any promised bower that may or may not be. The brown bird tells his tale, and blooming is the rose, and through the leafy vale a spicy odour goes. The world forgets its grief, and I will mine forget, to laugh with bird and leaf, and banish old regret. We are the sometime keys of life's great instrument, whereby time's melodies through all the years are sent. Touched by some hand divine, we voice what note he wills, till, lost in ether fine, alone the silence thrills. If in the month of fast unto my cup I cling, 'tis not I deem that past which can no pleasure bring, but that the thought of loss so turns my day to night, I cannot buy the dross, and sell the old delight. I searched the golden pages of love's immortal book, and from the sage of sages this legend old I took. As happy as a god is he that loveth beauty, and bounden to the sod is also bound to duty. I looked into the past, and of the future thought, throughout the world I cast the net of wisdom wrought, yet found but mortals two, the one a nothing small, the other born to do a noble work for all. Tranquillity, O friend, should thy good motto be. Think not upon the end, nor of eternity. What thou hast done or thought is but an atom's vaunt, too small, where stars are wrought, for merit or for taunt. Hail, hail to the green earth, the green, green trees above, and with as bright a mirth, hail to as bright a love. Hail, hail the youthful dream, and hail the sparkling eye, until by this glad stream beneath the grass we lie. Quintessence of the sum of all created things, think not what woes shall come with their loud flapping wings. One cup from Saki quaff, from Saki the divine, and thou canst give the laugh to ages in his wine. Awake, awake, my flower, and sip the wine of morn. The day is in his bower, and I alone forlorn. Come forth and be the bloom of blooms, my rose, that time, beholding thee, forget his mighty woes. Within the book of life, joy, sorrow, weal and woe make all the chapters rife, with ever-changing flow. What boots it where we read, or what the end may be, with every rose a weed holds joint supremacy. The constant babblings cease, that of the Koran tells. Give me a little peace, the rose that with me dwells. She troubles not her wit with any thought of grief, since paradise is writ on every fragrant leaf. Why croweth chanticleer at dawning of the day? To tell you that more dear, dear dreams are slipped away. That time is on the wing, and that another morn still finds you but a thing for laughter and for scorn. Old earth is full of sorrow, and we that from it spring thrive but to-day, to-morrow are but a withered thing. The wind that sweetly kisses the fragrant rose to-day, the morrow never misses to whirl in scorn away. So sodden are we grown, thy counsels cheer us not, and in our grief alone sin scarcely is forgot. Upon ourselves we feed, in every crumb we eat, since paying thee no heed, we cast away the sweet. Absorb me, Lord, in thee, as thou art my good friend, me from myself set free, and all my riddles end. Let good and evil cease in this poor heart of mine, and in the central peace let me be wholly thine. For this my captive heart have mercy, Lord, I pray, and mercy for the part in this vain farce I play. Yea, mercy for the lips that love the ruby bowl, and for the foot that slips, and for the wayward soul. I am what fate decreed, 100 years of time have richly met my need, as rhyme doth mate with rhyme. Might I but live an age, and henceforth only sin, thy love could cleanse the page, thy pity fold me in. Say, who hath never sinned? And who can sin oppose? Do straws, when comes the wind, bend not the way it goes? If therefore thou dost curse the little fault in me, is curse or curser worse, since all doth come from thee? Justice, the soul of earth, our senses, angels bright, and the whole sum of worth, humanity and right, this is the mighty one, and this the endless light, that not in unison is nothingness and night. Unworth a barley corn are all the cares of time. Behold, from morn to morn we sing a merry rhyme. Enough have we, content, the woods, the fields, the hills, the starry firmament, and freedom of our wills. My poor heart drowned in love, alas, no more may rise to be the sharer of hope's ancient paradise. But when love's wine is poured, in each red cup I see the guests about the board quaff off the blood of me. Less wine they bid me drink, who know me not too well. When I refuse, they think me maddened unto hell. So let them think, my wine is my beloved's face, whose smiles and wiles divine the world cannot displace. O thou, whose lips are wet with life's sweet morning dew, I pray thee not forget to kiss my cup of rue, which, if thou dost, believe, I'll drain the cup with bliss, and teach my heart to grieve, that I may taste the kiss. Let us haste to the meads, let us rove by the streams, where the bright fancy leads. Let us weave our dreams. Yea, the buds of this hour are but the hopes of the past, and tomorrow's fair flower in the present is cast. The brain is but an inn where many guests do come, and some our friendship win, and only hatred some. Now for the genial guest, be thou the genial host, and count that day the best, wherein the mean is lost. Wound not the happy heart, nor any dream destroy, since thou hast not the art at will to fashion joy. Be bringer of glad news unto the hopeless kind, the armourer of thews that shall his sorrow bind. Some travel with a creed upon a pleasant road, supplying every need, and easing every load with faith. Some hesitate to take this path, forsooth, when lo, the voice of fate, in neither way is truth. Where are the lips we kissed, the eyes as bright as dew? How is it we have missed the loving and the true? Ah, that is turned to dust, which was a peri's form, and all the world is rust, and victual for the worm. Companion of old wrong, avoider of the right, yet lifting up thy song to him who is the light, beware! The path is straight, nor is he more secure who, vauntful, seeks the gate, than he who shuns the pure. Oh, just with joy to dwell in some delightful vale, the saddest dream to tell, that of the nightingale, with love to pour the wine, and beauty's eyes for light, forsooth with thee and thine to be the king of night. This heaven-arching dome commands the wise man's awe, while those who stagger home know neither hope nor law. The cup and jar know not the spirit they contain, they merely squander what it was no toil to gain. A drop from ocean tossed, lamented its sad fate, to be in exile lost to every crystal mate. The great old ocean spake, still thy art one with me, since all but one doth make, and I am part of thee. Is there no place to rest, no path that leads thereto? Yea, in the earth's great breast is peace for me and you. Oh, that in after years, when we must live again, that we come forth as spears of grass, and not as men. Oh, not for this old earth let any tear be shed, but steep your soul in mirth, and count it dross instead. For what is gain of it, but loss of all that's true? The blossom has more wit, and scorns what misers do. Friend, know thyself, and say, what hither didst thou bring, What canst thou take away of gold or anything? Thou wouldst not take thy woe, then happy be while here, or grief or joy, we know the end is but the bier. Let not the world oppress, nor vex thy soul with thought that they are nothingness, who once at thy wheel wrought. To beauty freely give the best that life can claim, that they who later live look high to read thy name. That hour wherein we drink of beauty and of truth, we stand upon the brink of everlasting youth. Age cannot dim the soul whose flight from morn to morn is toward that lofty goal where love and light are born. This laughing fountain here that sparkles in the sun, like our two spirits, dear, with song is never done. These dazzling moments, love, though born of time and earth, catch brightness from above, and flood the hour with mirth. Fate this to me doth give, sad night and sadder day, near thee I may not live, I cannot live away. O sorrow all too great! O lot too hard to bear! O cruel, cruel fate! And oh, this passion fair! If thou wouldst draw a veil about the heart that's free, or shroud with gloom the hale bright face of liberty, go mourn thy wisdom lost, and in the lairs of men move with thy forehead crossed with fool and fool again. I would that earth again were builded, and I there with power to succour men, and make their pathways fair, or, failing this, to blot from life the mind of me, to be unknown, forgot, or else be loved by thee. Some good red wine give me, a book of verses bright, a loaf of bread to fee the grosser appetite, and thou to love me, sweet, all in a garden fair, God's knowing my retreat would centre heaven there. Truth hath no need to fear, she hunteth not belief, she fighteth with no spear, she bindeth up no sheaf. Yet all before her throne, which no rude hand can shake, at last her prowess own, and love her for her sake. If sorrow thou wouldst flee, press to thy brows her crown. Resign thyself, and she will half forget to frown. And wouldst thou taste the wine of earth's supremest wealth, thank heaven thou dost dine with honour and with health. The roses are in blossom, bring wine and quit your sighs. Come, fill your gloomy bosom with balm of paradise. Be happy, not tomorrow, be happy, sweet, today, before the grip of sorrow snatch life itself away. Be hypocrite no more, delight in love and song, and shut the solid door on grief and all her throng. Muhammad's laws be thine, but when our Ali pours, accept his proffered wine, and bless what joy adores. The world to those who love it is nothing more than loss, to those who look above it 'tis something more than dross. Then why upon the bubble so fondly gaze, my friend, and fill thy days with trouble for what in smoke doth end? O thou, essence unknown, to whom my soul is blind, to whom my heart is stone, groping I something find that bids me hope and trust this darkness yet may rise, that thou art good and just, hell less than paradise. Now while the fountains sing and every bird is gay, vex not the mirth of spring, nor chide her roundelay. A breath of stormy wind shall hurl thy roses far, and autumn surely find how many thorns there are. If thou didst make me I, an individual soul, why wouldst thou let me die into the mighty whole? If, purposing to slay, why broughtest thou me here, to strut my little day, and then to disappear? Why dost thou threaten me? Am I worth more in fear than in the liberty of reason's golden sphere? Say, what were paradise if man be thus undone? A region where the wise are lacking, barring none. O heart, if thou wert dumb to many-headed sin, pure soul wouldst thou become, and hope's high vantage win. Then what a shame and loss, with beauty, oh, so near, in this vile house of dross, too long to have sojourn here. O Potter, cometh soon thy busy wheel unto the head of Ferrydoon, the hand of Kai Khosroo. Beware! Degrade no more the helpless clay of men, nor count amongst thy store that which may live again. If life hath been a feast, what then hast thou to show, when this, thy mansion least, falls to the flood below? If thou hast lived an age, and live an age remote, time blots thy little page, and laughs at what he wrote. And canst thou tell me, sweet, why cypress tree and rose such fair renown do meet, and neither any foes? With many hands the tree doth bless our silent tombs, with lips that fragrant be the rose doth kiss the glooms. Lo! the zephyr of eve wafts the scent of the rose, and the nightingales grieve wheresoever it goes. And the soul of the flower, through the heart of the bird, re-impassions the power, as the fragrance is heard. Alas! for summer has flown. Alas! this leafless tree. Alas! that I have grown the laugh of time to be, the sum of joy I sought, the melody of spring. Alas! I little thought how death shrouds everything. With this or that, how long shall we disturb our wit, if life be but a song, or just the dream of it? The breath I now breathe in, perchance I breathe not out. Bring wine, I'll not begin to question joy with doubt. In this proud house of life, drink deep, philosopher, of the strong wine of strife, and be love's worshipper. And wheresoe'er thy dust through this wild world may blow, there strength shall spring, and trust, and every virtue grow. Here endeth Omar Resung, being verses by Charles G. Blanden, after the prose translation of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, as set forth by Justin Huntly McCarthy, M.P. The cover, title page, and end papers were designed by Frank B. Ray, Jr., the whole being printed and sold by Langworthy and Stevens, at the House of the Blue Sky Press, 4732 Kenwood Avenue in Chicago, Illinois. Done in September 1901. End of section 6, verses 401 to 466. End of Omar Resung by Charles G. Blanden.